the most important part. Sinking. 3.
Sinking!
3, 2, 1.
Why is your 3, 2, 1 better than mine? I've been waiting to ask this question for a long time, and now I need to know.
Because yours just has an aura of chaos that, like, bothers me when I'm editing. It's just like, ah!
There.
Oh, my God.
My claps are better. There's a joke.
You want to say that? You said that to our live audience of 3 people?
It's whatever.
What are we talking about today, babe?
This you intro. I already said what we were talking about.
Simone found a video.
I did.
And she sent it to me. And I was like, oh, this is a pretty good video. And then we thought we should talk about it.
Yep.
What is that video about?
So you have the...
Expectations.
Expectations.
What do you expect from your partner?
Awareness and expectations.
Awareness and expectations.
Why do you have to be so chaotic? I just want to be a cute Instagram couple, but clearly chaos is our brand.
I don't know how to be cute. Or at least I can't be cute on camera. I'm not allowed to do that.
We're just doomed to be chaotic.
The moment you put a camera in front of me, it's like, well, okay, this is theater.
We very much appreciate you guys hanging through our chaos, recorded, edited, and live.
To be fair, we're talking to 2 people. One has known me since I was a child. So, like, she knows the full ball of chaos that I was when I was younger. And the other one is probably more chaotic than me.
Okay, Bubba. You guys are just the intro. We planned this.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yes.
Welcome to the Nerd and the Nubian podcast.
Yes. Oh, I forgot that part.
Yeah, that's
because we're live. I'm sorry.
I know, but we still gotta...
Welcome. I just want you to know, you do this more
Eric,
than me.
Please do the intro.
Welcome to the Nerd and the Nubian podcast. I am one of your hosts, Eric Hamlin. Joining me as always is my beautiful Nubian queen.
Hey, y'all.
My wife, Simone Speed Hamlin. How you doing today, babe?
I'm doing well.
Cool. What are we talking about today?
So we are covering a video that I found. And the topic of today's podcast / IG Live is awareness and expectations in relationships. The video was specifically talking about like a sexual expectation.
Yes.
But I think it is a broader conversation of what are you expecting out of your partner? Mm-hmm. Are you showing up for them?
Are your expectations unrealistic?
Are they unrealistic? Are you showing up for them as who they need you to be in the moment?
Yes.
Instead of who you want to be, how they know you. Are you coming from their perspective or your perspective when you talk about awareness and expectations? Mm-hmm. And we're just going to kind of run through some of our thoughts after watching the video.
Yeah.
But if you want to see it, it's in our stories.
It was made by Brick City Buddha, aka Dox Diggla.
Now let me tell y'all what. It was a good video. Mm. I don't be vouching for everybody. And I hardly vouch for people I know. So, you know, all I'm saying is, if you find another video and it ain't right, it's not on me. But this video in particular
was good.
Yes, it was really good. Shout out to him for the video. No shade, no tea. But yeah, so let's just, you have the notes.
Yeah.
You start the conversation.
Okay, let's start it.
I found everything.
I was like, you found it. You're like, you do it. I'm like, I feel like you're more well versed.
Okay, so he started, I told you this calms me down.
The water?
No, I told Diamond, just kidding. But I was telling Eric that the video really resonated with me because we talk about being aware of each other all the time. Are you paying attention to me? Am I paying attention to you? Like, don't you know I like this and or don't like this? Yeah. Or don't you know, like, this face or this demeanor means this
thing, yeah. And I think, like, the video specifically covers, like, a moment where, like, because I don't know if they're actually married, but, like, the partners, the two, like, Dox Diggla and his partner, were in bed. I think she had come home, like, straight from work and hopped in the bed and started watching cartoons, which he thought was, like, that's
like,
weird.
Cuddled up under the blanket, yeah. Like, you know, childlike behavior, what we deem childlike behavior.
Yeah. To me, I'm like, that's a normal day for me, but, yeah, immediately, it's just kind of, like, very childlike, watching cartoons, mm-hmm. And in that moment, he kind of realized, like, while he may have been, like, kind of ready to get down.
He said he assessed the situation, and while that could have been a possibility for him to go there, and if he had wanted those things from her, like, it wouldn't have been the right moment because her state of being was sort of in a inner child state of being.
Yes.
She's not in her grown woman, let's go get it on type of vibe.
Right. It's like, hey,
she's
like,
in
it's after work,
hey,
let's go
I need to
get
heal
at
some
it.
things. I need to relax. I need to not be so responsible for everything type of vibe, right? She's not in her 34-year-old womanness. She's in her, like, I'm in my 8-year-old self and the world doesn't matter and I just want to watch these cartoons and make it happen. So
which is real.
It is.
That is so real.
And the comments, the ones that I saw at least, because apparently there's some other
ones,
were like, you know, thank you for expressing this. I've never heard it. I personally have never heard it expressed that way.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. And
because we've definitely had moments like that many times over.
But and I've just never heard about people.
Down
yes.
So clearly.
Yes. This is another thing we do that we realize you guys have to work through all the time, is that we think on one brain now after 15 years. Like, it's kind of like that whole finishing sentences thing. It's real. So, like, we be cutting off sentences. I listened to the show after we recorded, y'all. So
yeah,
you're not the only ones that have to assess. And I'm like, they don't know what you're talking about. Like, there's like 5 words you didn't finish on the sentence. But I've never heard people break it down to that level of awareness of assessing the age level or the mental state, and not just like emotional state, but like, what is your age level mentally, or your emotional age level, I should say, in this moment. And it was really, I really, really, really love the way he broke it down, because it's just like, talking about people's inner child, like, I'm trying to phrase this in a way where it doesn't sound creepy, because, like, it could go there. But he's saying, like, if someone is in a state of a younger being, they can't provide you with all the grown personness that you want from them. And in that same light, if someone is in, you know, a younger mentality in other situations, how are you expecting their full, like, if they haven't fully healed a section of themselves that is, like, you know, younger, stems from their childhood, how are you expecting them to be in that fullness, you know, to handle it correctly?
I think it's also a matter of, like, escapism too, like, specifically, like, coming home from work, having to be, like, just all day, taking care of things, making sure that, like, everything is good at work, so that way everything can be good at home. And sometimes you're like, I just want to go home and watch cartoons and eat chicken nuggets. Like,
and for the partner looking in on that, it's like, can you respect that I don't want to be
like,
of this up here?
I don't want to be an adult right now. I don't I'm married to you, but right now I need to be a child.
Right. I need to either be a child alone, or I need you to help take care of me.
Yeah.
And you have to be okay with that, without that, you know, expectation of more.
Yes.
Whatever the more is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we found that conversation very, very interesting.
And you said you had, like, a bunch of, like, positive comments, which...
Yeah.
And I don't know if something changed over the past...
During the day? Maybe all the happy, positive,
but I hopped on there,
people
and maybe
got up in the morning.
Maybe you just get the positive comments first, and I get all the negative stuff.
I think
just
because of,
like,
when he first posted it, and now it's not.
Yeah.
So,
because I think it's that thing where, like, I mean, there's just the general, like, male toxicity and even, like...
But you said it was...
Yeah, I was like, it was also women, too, but, like the first thing I saw was, like...
People just want to be argumentative, for real.
The first thing I saw was just, like, look at these people, like, this dude simping over his wife, and I'm like, that's not a matter of simping, like, at all. That's just being respectful of, like... And aware of your partner in the moment.
Like...
That's just, like, a normal thing you should do.
For anyone, guy, woman, or non-binary folk, like... For anyone to expect people to be on all the time for any aspect is wild. Because let me tell you what, you would not be getting that part of me.
No,
I'm never at 100. Oh God, I can't remember who expressed this. Shout out to the Love Hour. I think it's now called, like, Marriage Be Hard by Kevin and Melissa Fredericks. I always say they saved our first year of marriage, but it's just, I believe it was on there. They expressed like 100 doesn't always look the same.
Yeah.
Like my 80% one day could be my 100. My 100% could be my 100. And then another day, my 20% is all I have.
Yeah.
Which means that's my 100. And someone has to fill in. Or we're both at our 50s, but that's our 100. And this is what we have to give for the day.
Yeah.
We both know the potential that we have, you know, together and individually to contribute, to be a part of the partnership, to make things happen individually. But we're not always there. And I think, like, for y'all who is expecting people to be on that the whole time,
a rude awakening.
A rude awakening. Life is never going to look right to you. Expectations. Like,
right.
I had Eric put a note down, expectations. Somebody used to say this all the time to me, but I don't fully believe that expectations are always like the root of disappointment, but it can lead to it if you don't have discussions. But the full phrase is like expectations are the root of all disappointment. I personally believe
that it just can be.
Uncommunicated expectations are the root of all disappointment, because either you're going to communicate your thoughts, your quote unquote requirements, for lack of a better word, your expectations, and then someone's going to say, yes, I can meet that. Nah.
No, it was a piece of dust in the air.
Ooh, the ADHD, real. It's real.
It's real.
But, oh my God, and then you pulled me there. Bring it back. Where was I?
You were, expectations. Expectations
leading to the root of all disappointment. If you don't communicate them, then, okay, if you communicate them, you have a conversation, someone says, yes, I can meet those expectations, and does them. Someone says, no, I can't meet those expectations, and then it's on you to make a decision of whether or not you're going to work that out with that person, and or the person is like, I don't know if I can meet those expectations right now. I will try to grow to them, and that's on them, not for you to push them there.
Yes.
But for them to either grow or have some measurements of growth, and then, you know, and or, I love all the and ors. They either grow or they don't. And then again, it is on you to assess if that is enough. Yeah. But yeah, like expectations don't just, you can't just expect it and then not communicate it and be like, you didn't do that one thing, so we're over. It's like, you got to talk about it. And then there's the other comment that I saw where it's like, if you're actually into your man, like this shouldn't be a problem, which was from a woman. A woman commented that. And I was just like, very scary. My wife loves me. I do. You love me so much. So much. To like a scary degree sometimes. It's deep. And you're not always like there's just some mornings, evenings, whatever time of the day where it's just like, I don't feel like talking to you right now. I don't feel like talking to you. I want to look at you. Like, don't even breathe. Don't be If you sleep in my direction, it's a problem. No, first of all. Because you know there's truth there. Because if he snores so bad. I did. Yo, last week, y'all, it was about to be like, so is today the day we take Eric off the plane? And honestly, you can like ask any of my friends, and they're like, yeah, you can. The snoring. Eric is a problem. But thank you for inviting me still to stuff. You're like, we're at sleepovers. No, like, I appreciate it. I mean, no, like it's never like completely that way. But sometimes I just have to handle me first. Right. I'm not always. And it's not even just her. It's me too. Like some days it's just like, hey, I just need to be alone. In my office, just to work and just get some stuff out of the way. Like I'm just like, or I just like, I need to get out of the house for a second. Like, yeah. I think like, but it's normal. That's normal. That is normal. But it's normal. You can ask any couple. Because like, who's got time to look at him all day? All day. Just kidding. We used to work from home together, and it was like, oh, you again? But like it's real. The pandemic. Oh. The way you just that was a really sincere face. I'm not sure how to take that because it was a little too real. You said, oh, you again? Don't be talking to these people around me because you got friends on today's recording. Oh my God. That's wild. He said, but that is a natural thing. Like all couples go through that. It's not even couples. It's just like people. Like, people just go through that. Sorry. There's just all the things. But yeah, like.
Keep talking.
But you just want to see it.
It's wanting to kick the person out, but still choosing them every single day. Exactly. Yes. Exactly that.
All of that. Because, like, can you leave?
Yeah. It's like, can you leave?
Can you leave? You sure? I will pack you a doggy, but just go stay somewhere else.
Yeah, it's like, love you. Have a good day at camp.
At camp, and it's just like, your car keys are gone. It's just like, oh, just kidding. But, yeah, I feel like, yeah, it just really is like learning to deal with people and who they present themselves to be, knowing that one of the best things we've learned over the years is to ride the wave. Yeah. Recently, like, the wave has been external, but we've been the wave to each other before.
Yes. Yeah.
And feeling like it is all crashing down and like, oh, well, today might be the day there is no longer Simone and Eric. There was a day where there was no more Simone and Eric. Right. But like, as adults, we've been able to understand, communicate, and it's not even to say that everything gets fixed after a conversation. Right. There are like project steps to being able to say, hey, this is where we're leaving this conversation right here. Yeah. Project manager brain goes here. Yeah. The steps, the levels, like, hey, like,
this is where this conversation ends. We'll pick it up next week.
We'll pick it up next time. I can't handle this. You're not hearing me anymore.
Like, let's go on a sabbatical for a second, and then we'll come back.
Like, let's just make sure the house gets taken care of, bills get paid, like, the basics. And then, like, you look at each other and, like, okay, today, are we friends today? And it's like, still no. Yeah. It's like, and you just learn to ride that. I mean, I remember distinctively, yeah? Because the words distinctly. There we go. That?
Distinctly? Hello, yeah. I know. I'm trying to get there.
Distinctive and distinctly.
Distinctly.
Whatever. Y'all know what I'm trying to say.
It stinks. Whatever it is.
It stinks. Anyway. No, my brain goes on like, whoo, like sometimes. But I remember definitively, that's a word. Like, where we were beefing, and it wasn't even just beef. We just weren't on it. We weren't understanding each other. Couldn't hear each other for at least a month, and it was agonizing. Yeah. Agonizing. It just was like, yo, we really can't be friends right now. Oh, we really, like, don't understand. We're usually really great communicators, so when it's off, it's really hard. Because it's unfamiliar territory. It's like,
what do you mean you can't read my brain right now?
Like, it's crazy. So then you learn to sit in the moment and to be able to, I always do the pros and cons list. Like, I love him because, you know, he takes care of my family. I love him because he puts my phone on the charger every night.
He does the dishes.
He does the dishes, and I hate doing the dishes, and he never complains about it. Like, you know, all the things. Like, I go through the checklist. Is it really this bad? Is this something, like, that is just in this moment? Is it going to bother me in 5 years? Or is it just, like, I'm irritated because you don't understand me right now? Yeah. All the things. And learning to ride the wave. Like, if you're going into a relationship expecting it to be long-term, whether it's a friend or a parent or your spouse partner, like, there is no way you go into it thinking this is, and if you are, like, you gotta adjust. Because, like, there's just no way you can sustain it without giving it room to crumble and to put it back together and to crumble again and to put it back together. It is a never-ending job.
Because truly, just like no relationship is ever exactly what you think it's going to be. Mm-hmm. Like, it's never going to be like everything's perfect and we bang all the time. Like, that's just not. Amen. That's not it. Like, a lot of it is work. A lot of it is conversations. A lot of it is just like boring. Hey, we're gonna have to sit in bed and like figure out our finances. Like, just like that's just like that's a thing. Where is that? What are you looking at?
Go ahead.
What are you doing?
Just do the thing. Keep talking.
So, what are you doing? You're stressing me out, Smo.
Don't worry about it.
But yes.
Worried about it.
Always. It's always a thing of just like trying to grow out of those expectations. Try to like, I mean, create a world where like you can have some of those things, but like as long as it's mutual. Yeah. It can't just be one-sided.
And like write down like I need like make a list of the things that you need all the time, because this is where it becomes introspective. What do I personally need all the time from this person, or at least 90% of the time?
Yeah.
What can I deal with 50% of the time? What drives me crazy? And maybe it's like a 1% of you got one off, like for
you can do this once
for this month.
You do this once a year,
and then it's gonna go like, do those levels, and then be real with yourself, be real with the person. But then on the other end of that, like, know who you have. Like, for me, it's really big for me not to change Eric because.
Would you
to change the core,
me?
Right? To change the core of who Eric is, because we all need to change. There is no growth without change,
right?
But the core of who he is what draws me to him. It's the same thing that also drives me crazy sometimes. What? It's true.
No. That's why I laugh. I know it's true.
It goes both ways. I know I drive him crazy, but I'm also the analytical one in the house. Like, I'm also the one that sees like the little speck in the corner, and I'd be like, "Why is that there? It's supposed to be on the shelf up there." Like,
the speck is supposed to be on the shelf.
I'm just saying, if it's supposed to go there, I'm the one that sees it. Okay. So, and that drives him crazy sometimes, especially with the way it comes out. I don't always do the best job of expressing it nicely. I do a great job most of the time, I think. I do.
You do.
Don't do that.
No, you do. But,
like, I can't shift who he is at his core, and I don't want to. And being honest with yourself about who your person is and what you really need, require from them, and what they need and require from you is going to be helpful to making everything last and making it a long,
healthy,
standing relationship. Yeah.
Yes, agreed.
Do you have any other big notes?
We have like the list of unrealistic expectations that
I think we've covered.
I think we've covered most of it. But that's essentially all I had as far as the conversational things.
Cool. I think that is the podcast. Anybody else want to say anything? It's free open space. Like three of us here.
Free open space. Who wants to be on the show? If you dial in at 443.
443.
I'm not saying
555
8675309. You
1-800-EMPIRE.
You yourself can call and be on the show right now. That's right.
Oh my gosh.
If you
that'd be wild.
With a small donation of 5 cents, you too can save all the animals in the rainforest.
Ain't nobody about to pick up because both of our phones sitting right there.
True.
Ring if you want to.
I wish we could take a picture of this setup because this is so ridiculous. You literally have a tripod wrapped around my tripod to hold your phone, and my phone's holding on the other one.
But yeah, I think like that's a pretty good conversation. Definitely a thing to talk about.
The delay.
To talk about, with your partners, and to be able to express. I've just give people room to breathe.
Honestly,
give yourselves room to breathe in conversations and every day, and to just be who you are in that moment. Not to commit to the low moments and to being stagnant, but committed to this is who I am today. I'm choosing to grow at some point soon.
Yes.
Thank you for loving me through this moment. I say that every day, pretty much.
You do, yeah.
I'm like, thank you for loving me today. Thank you for loving me. Like, because it's not that I expect him to stop, but I do appreciate the freedom that we have in our relationship, the kindness, the softness, the gentle, the fussing when needed, because we do need that sometimes. With fire signs, we gotta
get it out. The fussing when needed, but also, like the childlike wonder when needed.
There is childlike.
There is a lot of
childlike wonder in this relationship. Thank God.
Sometimes, we're just goofy kids, and
that's a good point.
And then what was it?
Maggie, sorry.
No, you're good.
Maggie's about to be hired.
Wait, what she say?
Do you think we should have some follow-up questions for this?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
Yes.
I like that thought process.
We'll put it in the stories. And then people can say it, and then maybe on the next podcast we'll be like, "Hey, you guys were commenting on this, and we're gonna talk about it." Yeah, whatever. Thanks, Maggie.
I love this. There's for real ideas happening here. We're gonna write these down. We promise.
Just screenshot all of it. But yeah, I mean that's essentially the show.
Did you finish your thought process?
No. Oh, we're talking about we were talking about childlike wonder. Like, yeah, sometimes we just want to be kids.
Give each other the chance to dream.
Yes.
To dream. To reinvent.
To reinvent. To be goofy.
To be goofy.
Yeah.
Because everybody needs that space in some capacity, even if it's not with your partner. Just knowing that, like, you know.
Yeah.
You gotta have a second.
Because adulting sucks. It's
most of the time.
Most of the time it sucks. It's pretty cool.
There's just a good 20% that is just like
yeah, like for the most part God, I love having the freedom. I love being my own person. I love taking care of my own things, having my own space.
I love the nose.
But then it's like taxes. And it's like and bills and insurance
and jobs.
What do you mean my back hurts now? Like, yeah, sometimes I just need to be a child. And I'm playing video games today. Yes. So let me do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Closing it up. Wrapping it up. Thank you to everyone who's joined in. Thank you to everyone who has been supporting us all the way through, making sure we stay consistent and expecting the episodes, talking to us, giving their 2 cents. You know, it's been great. It's been fun. It's been real. I can't look down because I will literally get distracted if I look at this chat again. But yeah, we have, what is this? Episode 11?
This is episode 11 of the season. Yeah.
We have 4 more after this for this season. I am super duper proud. I cannot wait to look down and see what y'all talking about. Can't wait to, so grateful for you guys joining in and for sticking with us. I'm proud of us for getting this far.
We're in the last stretch of the season.
Yeah, it's been good and it's been therapeutic for us.
It has.
By the time we bring the new season back in February, so we're taking a break after. I don't know why I'm deciding to say this now, but it's coming through. We're taking a break after New Year's, so the last episode for this season of the podcast will be New Year's Day, I believe.
Yeah, I think
and then we're taking a break until the Monday after Valentine's Day.
Yes.
And by that time, we will be in a new place.
We'll be in a completely new apartment.
So be gracious.
Which would be like, the third place that this podcast is been.
And we're skipping one that we lived in. So yeah. Third.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're moving. We're really excited. Random.
Oh.
I cannot look down.
So yeah, you're good. It's fine.
But yeah, so thank you for sticking around. Thank you for joining us this season. Please continue to keep listening and tuning in.
Yep.
Supporting us.
4 more episodes.
Shouting us out. And just, rocking with us. We appreciate y'all so much. But tell them where they can find you, babe. I did it this episode.
Oh, wow. You took the reins now?
I did.
You can find me at I am Mr. Ham on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, as well as The Good Scare, which is also my horror podcast.
Dope.
It is dope. I was supposed to put out an episode, but I started a new job, so things I'll have one this week. I swear. I promise.
Giving grace.
Yes. But yes, The Good Scare, also on Instagram. Yeah, check it out. Next episode's going to be a lot of reviews. A lot of reviews in one episode, so I can get to the Christmas stuff. But yes. What about you?
You guys can find me at Mrs. Speed Hamlet on Instagram. There are no other things with that name because who needs more to manipulate and watch over? You can also find us at The Nerd of the Nubian on Instagram and Facebook. You can also find us on YouTube at The Nerd of the Nubian, and then listen to this podcast at The Nerd of the Nubian podcast. You can also find. Excuse me, there's a burp.
You can also find indigestion.
No,
inside
that's a whole other story. But you can also find, you can listen to us if you're not a visual person on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Samsung Music, all the things, Podbean, you know?
I like that we always say all the things. Podbean. Every time. It's like, oh yeah.
Thing, but then we'd be like, where? Anyway. But yes, find us all the places. Tune in, shout us out. Let us know if you guys want us to do the marshmallow challenge thing that's going on. I kind of really want to do it, but I don't know if I'm that girl or not.
All right, maybe we do it for the finale.
That's a lot, and the trend will be over by then.
That's fair. Okay, maybe we'll do it next week.
We'll see. All right. Love y'all. Have a good evening. Thank you for joining in. What in the world is this?
What, the Chaos Twins?
There's so much.
Oh, yeah. That's Chaos Twins. She was saying...
Oh, merch announcement. Why did I read March? I was like, what is March?
I read it from far away. I need glasses. But...
both of us do.
Honestly.
Merch on the way.
Merch at some point. I believe it. Yeah, that will happen at some point.
It will.
But, ending sticker. Stay geeky.
Stay fleeky. And we'll see you next weeky. Love y'all so much. Thank you.
Yes.